Hi, hello, this is Julia, and I could be your photographer. And this video is about terms conditions, the studio policy, and specifically, I will be talking about deposit and copyright. Okay, so starting from the deposit, why it is necessary. Believe it or not, but after COVID, I had millions of cancellations, like millions. And there are, how to say now, before I didn't, and now there are so many reasons people find to cancel. And one of the probably majority, think that they are not ready or they are scared or afraid or, want to wait for a better time or something, which is how to say, it is fine, but at this particular moment studio have these rules. They always been there, but I am just announcing that booking a shoot and confirming your day for a shoot, because the studio is a private mm, place, only accept the private bookings, right? So there are times when the studio is operates and you would like to book that studio, you would need to pay a deposit, right, for the studio. And that's the thing with the deposit. When you pay the deposit, you'll get a confirmation that your service and your booking, the photo shoot, will be on that day, and you will get a reminder, okay, for the shoot upcoming, right? So if you would like to cancel this photo shoot, right, the deposit is not refundable. What you can do is you can reschedule once. I can tell you why it is once. Before it was unlimited, but I just got up to like 5 rescheduling per client and per people. And I realized that the studio business is literally related to an income and serious clients. And that is why we allow just once to reschedule. Okay. And to reschedule the studio, it means that the next time you will be booking, you still will be paying the deposit to secure that day, okay, in case you're not gonna come, right? But then it will be removed from your final balance. Okay, so what happens is when you're booking something like extra services, like models, makeovers, and then how to say, these people are working as a third parties at the studio, right? And I am also having agreement with those third parties, and they are asking as well to get a deposit for them. So what will happen is that you will pay a booking for a studio deposit, right? And then you will pay a separate deposit depending on what you are booking and depending what kind of the deposit that party would have. Okay. So different models have a different price. So it will be agreed and talk to the models individually, but usually I take £200 per model. What was happening is, imagine if you would cancel the model, right? And booking the model, it means that photographer on your behalf reaching out to the model, speaking about fantasy photo shoot, speaking about the planning, speaking about the details, speaking about the course, a lot of things, right? So it take at least half an hour to 1 hour to have this model ready for the shoot, right? And when you cancel, the model is very much upset. And the reason that students do not want to lose the models who are working with the artists, they are uh, taking the deposit on their behalf. And if there is a cancellation, they will transfer the deposit to the model. And if you would like to book next time that model, you will be paying another deposit. That's how it works. Okay, so I know that there are many things happening in their lives, but usually, how to say, I've just recently had this, like yesterday, a kind of a cancellation, but lady find out that she will lose the deposit, she continued to go. So it actually helps. It actually helps because the makeup artist is involved. Okay, we have an amazing talented makeup artist usually works on the weekends. Imagine if you are booking the best slot on your Saturday and then canceling your Saturday appointment 2 days or a day before. Okay, the studio working with the clients, private clients, and most of the time it is actually not a conveyor experience. Okay, so there are availabilities, there are slots that studio operates per week, and if you cancel, it means that Saturday makeup artist losing the wages and the studio losing the whole time they shoot. Okay, so that is why it is important for the studio to maintain the business, to maintain everything what is in the studio, right? That's why the deposit is necessary. So what happens with the copyright? Okay, let me tell you about the copyright. So the copyrights are very important question, and people are absolutely worried about this. And let me tell you this, that if the studio would not share, if the artist who works, this is me, for the studio with some models, on the agreement, right, would not share the copyrights, there will be just few pictures I will be able to show on my website. And that is true. However, how every photo shoot goes is a unique and special individual request, and all the artwork is made is basically from scratch new. And all these ideas I have not been repeated but created every time in a new light, in a new set, in a new pose environment, and everything what the artist, which is me, who would like, I would like to show to my future clients a selection, a range of the work and the progress as well with the years. Okay, because that's also happening. And if I would not be sharing this experience with people, I would not have business, to be fair, right? So I am doing this over the blog, usually, and also in my website galleries. What I promise to my clients when we are sharing the copyrights, that their identity will not be identified. Okay, so there will be no identity breach. That is why those images will be cropped to the way that they are not recognized. Okay, and because it is an erotic studio, it is not about showing individual, and it's not about showing the faces, but it is more about body connection, okay, and body erotic expressions, right? So all these intimate parts are the most important thing for me, which how to say, for majority of my clients it is not a problem at all showing their private parts. Okay, but what happens with some clients, they still think and insist that they would have an absolutely private shoot, which you need to inform your photographer in advance, because this is going to be a non-disclosure agreement form. Okay, you will film the form and we will sign together, and that will be an extra fee, okay, for this artwork. Because what happens is that very often I hear from my clients that they would like to own the copyrights and do and take advantage and use my artwork for their business or for different kind of purposes, right? Which is fine. They need to pay a certain fees for that, right? And so also what happens very often, that people do not realize that creating this artwork with the artists, it is quite how to say, well, basically if you will getting 300 images per shoot, it's around 3 to 4 pounds per high-end professional photography, which includes erotic, nude, explicit, or making love scenes, penetration, whatever we do photography, right? So as you understand, making 3 or 4 pounds per image, paying that amount, it is not really covering the artist needs, right? That is why the artists have to use some of the artwork to show and attract more people to that specific ideas to those specific presentations. Okay, so that is why I allow myself from the photo shoot to use up to 5 images, because there is a lot of photo shoots I am not going to use the whole file, but the best pictures which are important to me, I am allowing myself to use. If people would not want this to happen, they would need to pay an extra fees. And that's where, it becomes pricey. That is why photography, which you will go to the studio and just do the headshot or any other portrait, it is 50 pounds per image. Okay, that is why. Okay, because you are owning the copyrights most of the time. Okay, and here you are paying a really low price and buying a bulk, buying a packages, right? What happens when people want to buy 2, 3, or 5 pictures? Because this is an erotic photography, and we create not only nudity, but we, and me specifically, striving to make an erotic content with sexual energy placed in the image or in the video. It is very important to take time. And because we're taking time, we are more closer and we are achieving goals. Okay, to make an absolutely great sexual image from the first 3 or 5 or 10 shots, you have to be a very experienced adult model to produce and to create that. And because I am shooting general public and people doing it the first time, that is why we need a lot of goals. That is why we need more time. And that is why your photo shoot is charged by the packages. Because you will have a basic package, like a starter package, then you will have a standard package, and then you will have a signature package. Every package contains a different content, okay, and a different time in the studio, and of course a different artisticity level. And at the end, I would like to tell you that the most expensive and most time consuming is the post-production part, okay, where is also included in the every package. And this is something for you to consider and think, because sometimes to edit one picture takes between 2 to 10 minutes, depending on how many people and what is the nudity levels and what kind of the body conditions and in general everything, right? So if we are talking about high-end editing and it's, let's say, 5 minutes in average, okay, and making this at least 10 pictures is going to be a 1 hour, okay? It's going to be 1 hour just to edit a picture. And to be fair, if you need more work, like I said, 10, 15 minutes, the time will expand. So that is why those expenses, right, adding up to your project related to post-production as well. So when you will decide to take a photo shoot, you will need to take those things into account. And it is very important to understand what kind of the post-production, what kind of the final product you would like to get, and let your photographer know. Thank you so much for watching, and love you, kiss you, bye.